While walking on the tightrope, I ran into a problem even worse than falling to my death. Right in front of me, the cops were actually trying to talk me out of doing something stupid. The way they spoke, all anxious and pleading, you'd think I was about to drop into the abyss any second now. But I just smiled a little, and under their shocked gazes, I hoisted the balancing pole onto my shoulder and spun around fast. I changed direction again, smooth as silk. The two officers tried to grab me, but they couldn't do a thing. Not that I cared. I set off once more, this time ready to go even crazier. When I got to the middle, I knelt down, right there, on the wire itself. Then I slowly spread my arms and looked down at the crowd below. I felt like a free bird, soaring high above the world, enjoying a view that belonged only to me. But then my friends ran into trouble. Another wave of cops rushed in. It looked like both sides were trying to pull me off, but I stood firm, steady as a rock. Hell, I even danced a little up there. Of course, my smooth moves freaked them out even more, but I wasn't done yet. Once again, I turned around, right in front of their stunned faces. They just stood there, frozen, completely powerless. Up there on the wire, I was the undisputed king. Then I pulled off something even crazier. I stepped right onto the balancing pole, with just one foot. At that moment, even the cops nearby couldn't help but admire me. Their eyes were full of awe. After that, I started walking again. The two officers thought I was finally heading back to the rooftop, so they got ready to help me off. But come on, I wasn't satisfied yet. How could I stop now? Like a rebellious kid, I turned around one more time.
You SOB! Come on!
But halfway across, I suddenly stopped and slowly sat down. Right then, it felt like I was sitting on the edge of the world. It was thrilling and terrifying. Then, in the next second, I lay flat on the wire. To most people, that would be unthinkable. But to me, it felt as natural as lying in my own bed. The crowd below kept growing. Every eye locked on me, their admiration pouring out from the depths of their hearts. But just as I was soaking in all that pride and satisfaction, a seagull suddenly flew past. When I saw its blood-red eyes, my stomach dropped. I quickly got up, ready to finish this once-in-a-lifetime challenge. But then, out of nowhere, a screw shot loose. I almost lost my balance and fell. At the same time, a helicopter hovered above, blaring over the speakers, ordering me to get down immediately, or they'd use force. The roaring sound was deafening, like thunder exploding right over my head. It messed with my focus, and I couldn't calm my mind. After that scare, it was nearly impossible to keep my balance. But that stubborn fire inside me, it kept me grounded. So I slung the pole across my back, decided to rely on nothing but instinct, and started the final stretch. With everyone watching from below, I slowly made my way toward the end. But the hardest part of walking the wire is always those last 3 steps. They're like a wall no one can cross. Most people fail right there. When I reached the final step, the wire started to shake violently, the safety clips trembling on the edge. I could almost feel death reaching for me again. Everyone thought it was over, that I was done for. But in the very next moment, I steadied myself with every ounce of willpower I had left, and finally I made it. I tossed my balancing pole toward the cops with a flourish, and they immediately tackled me to the ground. But I wasn't afraid, not at all, because I had just pulled off something incredible, walking across the Twin Towers, 500 meters above the ground. I had done it. I'd earned everyone's applause. People were cheering, shouting my name. Even the cops who caught me couldn't help but admire my courage and persistence. Not long after, they let me go, and because of my spectacular performance, the Twin Towers management even gave me a lifetime pass, so I could come back anytime I wanted.